This video is brought to you by CoolStuffInc.com, where you can find cool stuff in stock.
Hello, and welcome back to another day in the arena. It's me, it's CGB, and today in the arena... Doo-doom. Doo-doom. Are you ready for a sudden shark attack? And it's not just from my hoodie. We are checking out Shark Control, and I had that browser window open because a version of this was played in a 312-person competitive Kaldheim Championship qualifier tournament from Star City Games. Wow, all the words you have to say a tournament. Holy crap. I gotta figure out how to make that more concise. Nameless Thing played a version of the deck I haven't really seen before that runs... it runs some things that I've since cut, but like Lockmere Serpent, Mystical Dispute, 3 copies of Cakes on a Brain, Sublime Epiphany, and 4 copies of Camp Sylvantris in the mana base. Like a pretty crazy list. And I've been tuning it up for some best of one and trying to make it more my style. I like the idea of WinCon as 4 Voracious Shark, 1 Shark Typhoon, and I like using Sublime Epiphany. The sequence of play Voracious Great Shark, encounter their thing, and then play Sublime Epiphany, copying the Great Shark, countering the next thing, drawing a card is so nice. It is so freaking nice. Because it's best of one, and because you don't get to sideboard, and because the shuffler is completely unforgiving when it comes to running 6-drops, I trimmed 1 Sublime Epiphany, I trimmed the Lockmere Serpent, I trimmed the Mystical Dispute, I added 1 Cling to Dust for the Rogues matchup, instead of the Lockmere Serpent, and 2 Extinction Events for the mono-white matchup, which is super popular at the moment, and just to give the deck something to come back when they fall behind on board. The curve in the deck is, like, look at the 2s. 4 Drown in the Lock, 4 Heartless Act, 3 Eliminate, 4 Essence Scatter, 4 Maze Mind Tome, of course. But there's also... then there's 4 Didn't Say Please, and then there's 4 Great Shark. Like, it's actually a really cheap deck until you get to like the 5 and the 6 drops. So a lot of cards that fill the gap in between at a very low cost, which is really helpful. When you're playing a ton of 2 drops and only a few 5 and 6 drops that you only want to play at certain times, you end up with a lot of mana sitting around. So the 4 Castle Vantris made a lot of sense to me, but I still thought it was a bit much and over the top, and I shifted to a WinCon, Crawling Barrens. Once again, best of one is unforgiving. If you can't figure out how to defeat your opponent, and I kept looking at my deck being like, can I win with just 4 Sharks and 1 Typhoon? You can probably win a lot of games, but there are also a lot of games where they'll kill these, and then you have to be able to win. And protecting a Crawling Barrens with counter magic is a great way to do it. It's a form of inevitability I think the deck needs. So I think having 2 Crawling Barrens is good. Maybe you could go down to 1 if you're an absolute maniac. Add another Castle Vantris, just scry your way to the Barrens and then use it. That's old school magic, man. No WinCon magic. I love that. But don't underestimate the 5/4 Flash Sharks backed up by counter magic. They can get the job done very, very well. Didn't Say Please at first was confusing to me. Instead of Neutralize, Whirlwind Denial, Ashiok Erasure, whatever other counter you want to play, but it has a very specific role. Running 4 copies of Didn't Say Please allows us to run 4 copies of Drown in the Lock. Rogues has proved that Drown in the Lock is the best counter removal spell as long as you can put something in the opponent's graveyard. Didn't Say Please does that job so that you can have this beautiful tag team of removal / counter and just hard counter. Just turn that off, whatever that thing is. The deck runs a lot of land if you include the Jwari Disruption to make sure that it hits every single land drop. And the card advantage from Maze Mind Tome, of course, is always something I'm so happy about. So, I'm incredibly excited to play this vicious, nasty shark attack deck today because I can also plug in my plugs. Because why, how? How could you even consider playing a shark deck in paper when it comes back without a CovertGoBlue shark token from QuickStuffInc.com? Is anything more metal? It has the Shark Typhoon in the background. It has the fist raised. It has this cool freaking weapon. The shark has like spikes and stuff. It's the finest token. It's the one in the best of one token game, and you can get yours from QuickStuffInc.com when you order any box of Kaldheim, Set Booster, Draft Booster, etc. I talk about how to get them internationally if Cool Stuff Inc. does not ship to your country. First of all, check if they do. They do ship to some. But if they don't, I talk about how to get one in your country at the end of the video, and I don't want to double dip and talk your ear off. I want you to be able to dive in and let the shark attack nonsense begin. Well, counter, who knows what. Let's hit those land drops like a boss. Like a professional gamer would. Rakdos Escape, possibly? The Steal and Sack version of Rakdos has been going around again. Like, it just got discovered or something. Brutal. But our hand is mostly remorse-proof. Take a tome, I'll play another. And lose one life. Yeah. So, the end game of this. I don't think they can compete with us in the long game as long as we have enough cards. I think that there's plenty of annoying things that can happen, but the fact that we can Essence Scatter Kroxa as much as necessary, I think we're good. I'll drop this off. I think it's the most conditional. Or maybe it's supposed to be Eliminate. It's one of these two. And I'm trying to think, do they have like Crawling Barrens? If they do, we'll just make it Heartless Act. Probably not. I'm the only one that I know who's completely auto crowbarring Crawling Barrens into absolutely everything. But somebody else could be on that level. You never know. That's a draw. We don't have to use it now. We can be a little patient, let the opponent try to set their Kroxa up, then fling it, like so. I do wish I could counter this. Another Cling of my opponent's. That's gross. Huh. Okay. I think we actually exile the Cling. We don't want our Cling exiled. This is going to be a long game. They have Cling and Kroxa, but we can counter the Kroxa. We also have to find a way to deal with the zombie tokens. A little patience will go a long way there. I'm going to put faith that we can draw another land if we draw with Tome. Well, see? We got them not to get rid of their Kroxa. They're feeling so proud of Kroxa. I mean, they can see 2 Essence Scatters, right? I guess they're thinking that this is going to help. It still doesn't solve the Essence Scatters, and it won't get rid of the Shark. It does get rid of the Cling, which is unfortunate. Let's draw a card. Didn't say please. Let's eliminate the token. Didn't say please getting taken here by the Nightmare is sad. Opponent orders triggers. Don't worry, there's 3 more of this obnoxious counterspell where that came from. Opponent's definitely going to have to figure out what to do about the sharks, though. I mean, are they just going to sit here in my hand and keep the opponent from casting spells? Are they going to try to build up a lot of mana? Those things play into our hands, because they create a long game. Like, what do they do this turn? If they play any creature, I scatter it. If they bring back Kroxa, I scatter it. And I draw an extra card, too. We'll see if they have any way to apply pressure to me with spells. They do have Castle Lock Dwayne, so part of their strategy can be to completely empty their hand so that they draw 2 cards a turn, while I don't always draw 2 cards a turn. My tome will run out eventually, and they exiled another one. They also showed us Agonizing Remorse in the past. If they play a lot of that card, they could try to line it up so that they can go Agonizing Remorse, then play a key card. And we continue. And now, probably a lot of staring at each other. Whoa. That's 5 life. Oh my gosh. Okay. They do not plan to empty their hand. They plan to draw cards at the cost of 5 life. That's a lot. That is a lot. I'm not saying they shouldn't have done it necessarily. A lot goes into a decision like that. Well, you gonna bring that Croxa back? No. So they've got to have Heartless Act, something like that, which means that playing our shark just gets it killed. So instead, we'll draw. Event. And I'm going to draw again. We have enough land in the deck that I'm sure we'll hit it all eventually. What I want is deck velocity, moving through the deck to find the right pieces. And for that reason, we'll play the Ruins and cycle this Triome if the opponent does nothing. Looking for a Castle Vantress, looking for a Crawling Barrens. A Shark Typhoon would probably be GG. More Tomes would be excellent. Thank you. Yeah, this is playing right into our hand. They're giving us a lot of time. I mean, I don't know what their hand is, but I think they probably should have just been jamming the Croxa. But who knows? Maybe they were in a can't-win situation very early on with this matchup. I'm not rogues. I'm way nastier. People forgot what good old do-nothing control is like. The feeling of helplessness that a hand with 5 counterspells, 4 of which they know about, by the way, creates. Yep, they're trying to duress. Here, didn't say please. They were gonna take it anyway. I'll even fill your graveyard a bit. I want to counter some of these creatures. I really do. We'll see if that comes back to bite me, as we did mill an Ox, and the opponent's not going for it. Ox is good because it's cheap, but we do have so many counters that I'm not that worried. Really looking for support for the Shark, and I'm looking for the opponent to take action. That's not an Ox, that's a Phoenix of Ash. That's way better, actually. It's not very high cost, as in the graveyard exiling. They can bring that back a lot more times than they can bring back a Croxa or an Ox. But they're not bringing it back. Pure cowardice. There's the Barons. Now, ooh, I drew them at the same time. Let's start with the Barons. It hit the battlefield like a death knell. Like, oh, that's what this game is about to be about. Yep. Do you play Eliminate? Are you just a Heartless Act, Blood Chief's Thirst style gamer? Do you have Murderous Rider? Oh, and here comes something. We got all these counters too. And we have Extinction Event. Yeah. They run Duress, so let's try to keep holding the Sharks. And force action. We have a huge mana advantage on them, so if they pay 4 mana for the Phoenix or the Croxa, we just play a Shark and punch them with it. Draw. And it's time to get thick in the Barons, baby. Not attacking just yet. Double Heartless Act could kill it, and I wouldn't want to tap all that mana on my turn anyway, with all this sharking that we can do. Meow. You didn't say please. You know, since they mill themselves, Okay, they have 35, we have 30. I was going to say, maybe we can deck them, but probably not the way this is going. Man, how much hand hate do you think they play? We've seen Agonizing Remorse and Duress, and we've seen the Elspeth's Nightmare. All right. Charge it up. And another land, and let's start the party. We have one drown in the lock to defend with. What you got? Aggro Mauling. Counter target spell. What else you got? You're gonna need another one. You're down to 6. And the opponent says, I don't like this game anymore. I don't wanna play. Shark. Shark attack. 20th Century Boy will be the next shark attack victim. Let's roll up and chomp down. All right, 27 land deck, and I keep getting 2 landers, but I'm on the draw. I do have the Extinction event to catch up if they play like 10 1-drops. That's sarcastic. Temple of Milady. Good. Good, good, good. Let's take our time here. Let's play some lands. Let's have some good, honest magic. I'm going to feel so much better if I get this island down and the opponent doesn't have a threat on turn 2. Okay. What is happening, though? Green-black adventures, perhaps? Alright, no need for the stops now that the opponent has taken an action here. Bluffing like that we have a removal spell or something like that. Guard up with Didn't Say Please. Oh my goodness, the wall of counter magic starting to lock in. Let's keep track. How much damage are we going to take from this 1/1? I'm thinking it's going to be a lot because we're going to be playing very reactive for quite a while. Castle Lock Dwayne. That's number 2 for the Belle of the Brawl. Tangled Flora blah blah. What's the other card they could play to punish me here? Let it resolve. Hit it with the Heartless Act, I think, on the end step. Yeah, Ooze. Ooze was the other card I had in mind. That's all even, though. I think... Alright, I'm going to try to Extinction Event this. The problem with that is then I end up tapping out. Nah, we don't Extinction Event this. We please it. I know it sounds juicy and like a 3-for-1, and the Pelucranos is kind of a bummer, but it's really expensive. A lot of cards have to be in the graveyard. It'll be fine. I think we try to hold on. I don't want to tap out and then find myself behind to some threat on the board like a Vivian that I can't remove after I play Extinction Event. Another Pelucranos. Well, am I going to Extinction Event now? Because I have to spend this anyway, and then they untap. If they have a Vivian, they play anyway, and I don't have a counter, so... Yeah, I guess we're going to event this. And then the opponent might resolve, like I said, if they have a Vivian or some permanent I can't easily deal with. You might see how to play around counter magic in this game. Okay, that is the sort of follow-up that makes you exhale. They still have to have it when all is said and done. If they don't have it, it ain't happening. We are going to have to remove this annoying Death Touch creature if our shark is ever going to get sharky. Death Touch means it'll block and kill anything it touches. including a voracious great shark, who should have first strike, but does not. Come on. When have you ever seen a shark strike second? When have you ever seen a shark show mercy? Easy first strike. Alright. Opponent says go. We can kill their knight. We can charge our barons. Let's charge our barons. Not the greatest draw, but we're just waiting on a few more lands, I would say. The opponent gets some draws from the castle. They have 6 cards in the graveyard. This is escape how much? 6. So they need one more card in the graveyard to bring back the Polychronos. Luchronos, whatever you want to call. Chronos like Thanos. Whee! I'm going to assume they have some kind of an adventure creature. Do I shark it? If I shark it, I think the shark gets Murderous Ridered, which I want to be careful about because I really do want the Sublime Epiphany. If we let this resolve and the opponent plays an adventure creature, then I can shark the adventure creature, then I have my 5/4 down with counter protection, and then I can untap Heartless Act the Innkeeper and still defend my shark. Interesting. I should drown this while I can. The opponent's about to exile their graveyard. Might as well get this spent here. We had nothing else to do with our mana. Hit those land drops every chance you get. And we have the opportunity. Great Shark into Epiphany. It's on the table if the opponent doesn't kill the shark. Yeah, they have the 3 mana for Murderous Rider though, don't they? Why don't we just Epiphany bounce this? No. No, they get to punch me for a lot of damage. We can Didn't Say Please It and do all this again in a minute. I just don't know if or when. I don't think the opponent's ever going to fully tap out, you know? No Murderous Rider? That's Pog. Oh, baby. Oh, have we got them now. Oh, they are in the cakes on a brain. Sharks on a plane lock. Okay, sharks on a plane as in a plane in the multiverse. Duh. We could return the shark to our hand, by the way, if we wanted to use it as a counterspell again and still get the copy, but I'm just going for the kill. Yes, run away. Run away from the sharks. The mega shark attack. Good hand, good hand. Removal, shark. Oh, bosh. Okay, Adventures is a heck of a grind, and you have to counter Genesis Ultimatum. If it's that version of the deck, it probably is. Alright, this is going to be tough. Unless they're an Obosh pile that is off meta. Adventures are so frustrating. Every single card is a 2-for-1. Your Triome. Let's get the tome down. We're going to need that card advantage. Opponent might have a Brazen Borrower to bounce it. That's fine. I need raw cards. I don't need scries. Not until I'm a little more desperate. Like if I need to draw a specific card, of course we'll scry, but I'm not in a rush for the life. Cultivate. Okay. It's gonna be a rough game. It's gonna be a rough game. That gives our opponent mana advantage. Helps them set up for their Genesis Ultimatum so that the casting cost isn't that bad. Alright, let's exile the Cultivate. Cling isn't good in this matchup, so we get another card and draw another card. Sublime Epiphany didn't say please. Counter spells for the ultimatum type cards. Excellent. Definitely a wall of nope, as Alias would say. I'll feel a lot better once I can start playing sharks, though. Oh, they don't even play a creature. So, 100% staring match. Tome versus Cultivate so far. Drown, no graveyard. Didn't say please, no land. That's not good. Oh, are you going to give me something to target? Nope. Just drawing a card with the Triumph. And we have to discard, so let's let go of Heartless Act. 1-for-1 removal, not what we're looking for. But missing a land drop there is brutal. It probably won't last. We have 27 of them. We're drawing 2 cards a turn. It's reasonable to find a land. Terror of the Peaks with 1 blue open. Is that a Mystical Dispute gamer? Even if it is, we have the Heartless Act. And this helps fill things for Drown, although we don't have double black. Yep. Or we could let this resolve, take 3, Heartless Act it, and also draw a card. Oh yeah. I think that's it. Plus it plays around Mystical Dispute. Alright, found the land, but it's tapped, of course, Opponent's 7th land, which could have led into Genesis Ultimatum, is a Scry land. Beanstalk Giant. Well, we could counter it up front and leave the opponent with 3 mana, or we could counter the backside, which is super expensive. I don't know. I think we counter the backside. It's so expensive that an Essence Scatter or a Shark hitting it feels really good for us. I'm at risk of overdrawing my hand. I think rather than draw with the Tome and potentially discard, I'm going to charge Barrens instead. Good. Wall of Nope versus expensive sorceries. I think that the big thing so far is our opponent hasn't kept us busy with Bone Crusher Giants, Lovestruck Beasts, Brazen Borrowers. I don't know if they're slow rolling them or what. So remember the Mystical Dispute? Should we play around it? The way that they've played, it would be a weird inclusion in this deck, but it wouldn't be unheard of. It's not like we don't have enough counter spells. We can be patient. We can afford it. I'll take the card rather than charge Barrens, now that we're in a spot where we hit land and we don't have to discard. And we hit land. And go. There are some people who are going to watch this video and think this is just the absolute worst Magic of all time. Look at this hand. It's beautiful, isn't it? You're welcome, Internet. That's enough mana advantage for now. We'll just counter it on the front side. There's going to be plenty of creatures to counter on the back side. I do believe that. This also gets it to so Drown can hit Genesis Ultimatum if it needs to. Alright, here comes a Bone Crusher Giant. I wonder how many things they can deploy here. I guess I please that again. If you please. Hey, we might mill him. Who knows? Just mill him strictly by casting all 4 copies of Didn't Say Please. Alright, here's the temple. Say go. We do have enough cards in the graveyard to use Cling to draw a card. A little one-shot tome type action. Genesis Ultimatum. I will counter you. Plenty of mana to play around a Mystical Dispute, because there's still a chance they have it. When you get kind of a read on something, you might as well play it out and follow through until you're sure that you are wrong. Okay, so they're going to cast the other side of this beast. That probably means they don't have a dispute at all. Shark has arrived. Backed up by Sublime Epiphany. Roar! Shark attack. We took on their first wave. Let's try to power through and get the game over with as quickly as we can. Opponent buys the Obosh. Says go. Playing a second Shark is a 2-turn clock, and it's backed up by Drown in the Lock. Let's be aggressive. And they probably can't beat the Sublime Epiphany. It also plays around Mystical Dispute, which they still could have. See the stick? Like, there's a lot of pause here. Come on, show me the last card. Show me a Mystical Dispute. Do it. No, it's Brazen Borrower. Okay, fine. I guess they can cast the other side of it, but now I have a Shark in my hand, and they have an Obosh in their hand. I don't know if that's a good deal for you. More Sublime Epiphany. $15. We could re-Shark attack or Epiphany. Epiphany's really good. It's so good. Counter, make a second Shark. Draw a card. But who cares? We're at 21. This is a 3-1 flyer. Let it go. The biggest thing I don't like about this is that now the opponent will probably not play the Obosh because I have a Shark in my hand and they know it. Alright. Shark is back. Also, we have 4 mana. We could charge Barons here and go for the win. They probably can't beat it. Good game. Good game. Good game. Raw. Some serious Shark action on that one. Diamond 1. The Realm of Champions. We have been on the draw this whole time, but you know what? It's been fine because I'm right in the pocket that I like to play in and just good, slow magic. Nobody's putting too much pressure on me. I just build a board, counter all their stuff. This hand, I don't honestly know that this hand is good. The Drown and the Cling aren't much of a combo. Speaker of the Heavens. Opponent with a good start. Putting pressure on me. We'll see how it all holds up now. Really? 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 I love how they can mulligan and still do this on such a regular basis. Like, oh, well, that's not good. That ain't gonna do. How are we gonna get cards in their graveyard? How are we gonna stop the creatures? Are we going to actually draw a removal spell in our removal spell deck? I don't know. Anything could happen. Like, that getting countered. That gets countered, now Drown hits Speaker. And then we have a Luminarch Aspirant to worry about. We should wait. Ooh, there's an Eliminate. Good deal. We should wait. See where they point the Aspirant counter. Another Speaker. Okay. And a Heliod. Can't counter it. Just gotta keep it turned off. Point your counter, point your counter, point your counter. Let's see how big brain they are. If they expect a removal spell, they'll point it somewhere else. They point it at itself. Alright, well, we can't allow the life gain to happen. We're going to destroy target this one. The opponent will put a counter here. They'll attack for 2. Then we still have to solve our problems, because the Heliod means that the Speaker will grow every turn. So it would be really good to kill the Speaker. Maybe the Shark Typhoon can ambush something and be a removal spell. Let's see what happens. Counter on the Speaker, yep. Attack, they're going for 27 too. If they have an instant speed interactive here, I'm in big trouble. But I think we have to try to use our Typhoon as a kill spell, even though we have the Eliminate. Someone gives lifelink to the Aspirant. Their draw can't be very good. Block here. Come on. Don't have some kind of an indestructible ability. Okay. They go up to 29. They get another counters. They get counters on their Aspirant, but we have Eliminate for that. And we can keep the creatures off the board for a while. Well, kind of. They have Castle. Thinking about if I want to play Tome, but I want Essence Scatter open. We have to stop their next creature as well. Like so. Hey, we got some mana out of them with that lifelink attempt. And we eliminate the threat. Extinction Event. Good one. Do we get the Tome down, or do we try to hold up Shark? I guess we can flash this back or scry, so we don't need the Tome right now. We can wait till we have enough mana to play this and Shark. Uh-oh. It's castle time. Then let's be aggressive. Let's get that life total. Let's start working on it. Okay. Main phase that. Sure. Drown is nice. Yeah, don't be defensive here. The 1/1s will eventually overpower us, and there's a block at 29 life. As if they expect a Speaker of the Heavens to make a comeback. Wow. Rakdos! Alright, that's an even, so we can Extinction Event that. Draw. I think it's definitely draw. We could draw with Cling to be more mana efficient, but let's save it. Do we kill the Rakdos with Drown now that we have a Didn't Say Please? No, I think we just event. We could also sit back and let the opponent make a token or something. Yeah, and develop these tomes. Make the opponent get through the Shark. I think that's good. I'm into it. Don't be too aggressive. That's not an even. And it is annoying. Let's draw first and see what we draw. Alright, I'm going to counter it. Not give the opponent the chance to use it to protect something. There's so many ways this card is just obnoxious. Yep, that gets a counter. So, put the counter there. We successfully used a bit of their turn. No need to scry with the tomes. I'm very happy with where we're at. Very, very happy. Even. Punch the opponent with the shark. That's all she wrote. That's all she wrote for mono white. Mazukan. Mazukin. Mazukin. Looks good. Luris, though? I wish we were on the play. If we were on the play, I'd have no fear. On the draw, the opponent could have 3 creatures on the field and have milled me 12 times by the time I play a spell. So, you know, it's the good life. Honestly, Rogues is the one where it's like I look at the deck list and I'm not sure what the path to victory really is. So this is going to be interesting, trying to figure out how to navigate this matchup. Let's see, this doesn't have an ETB. So in theory, this could be a good Heartless Act target, whereas Essence Scatter is much better on Thieves Guild Enforcers. Or on Luris, because Luris can get something out of the graveyard right away. It has sort of an ETB. Enters the battlefield. Wow. Quick buy for Luris. They don't have the mana to play it and protect it next turn. I think that means we play this Tome while we can and try to get ahead. I think most people would have held a counter there, but you have to think about what are they actually going to play. There isn't much that Rogues is going to play from that spot. They're not going to play their Luris with nothing to get back, it just dies. So as you see, like they want to play at flash speed anyway. They just pass the turn back to me, not punished for tapping out. Good life. Gibble Passage Crack. Finds a swamp. Cast the Luris. Now we fight. What is there? 2 in the graveyard? There'll be 3 if something gets countered. So, Essence Scatter. Alright, no drown action from the opponent. We only had 1 card in our graveyard, but also no, I guess what else would there be? Negate, I've seen. Mystical Dispute, I've seen. The plan is starting to come together. The plan is to never let them resolve anything at all. Easy. Easy magic. Of one mind. Expensive. Kind of opening a window to play a shark. They hold up 2 mana. Do you think they have Heartless Act? Let's just push our... Let's just keep up on card advantage. Let's not fall behind on cards. I think that one way we could make a big mistake here is play the shark, get it Heartless Acted, and then we didn't get value out of our shark. I think we just want a lot of blue mana. We don't have that many... Well, I've definitely had spots, though, where I had multiple drown in the locks. Okay, black it is. This is going to resolve right now. That's pretty good. They'll kill it, but we got value out of it, right? And they have to kill it on their turn. Probably. They might Agadeems. They've got a really good Agadeems Awakening, but they've already played 2. And they would have to leave the shark alone, which I don't think they want to do. There's the Heartless Act. No land. Typhoon. 3 cards in graveyard. Do we go for it? If they don't have a negate, if they just have drown in the lock, this is just GG. GG. Like I said, GG. And we are back for the post-game wrap. And what is going on? I don't know what's happening these days. Can't lose when I make a video. I lose plenty when I'm not recording. But yeah, and I've always been accused of editing out my losses. If you want to read more about why I do that or how I choose games, there is an FAQ in the description because people mention that all the time. But anyway, yeah, not today and not yesterday. On a freaking tear in here. Let's see, stats, shark control, 8-1. Wait, that's a freaking lie. That never happened. When did that happen? Oh, that must be off ladder. Like, I must have just, like, tested a hand or something and scooped. Fake news. Fake news. All right. Oh, yeah, because it's also 8-1, right? Ladder. No, it says it was against Monoblock. I don't remember this game. It's amazing the things that you learn. 3 minutes and 29 seconds. Is somebody playing on my account when I'm not looking? Look at all the mono white, though. Look at all the mono white I have smashed on the ladder. It's like somebody made a video about that. Like I said, win rates are a scam. I said it at the end of yesterday's video. I'm saying it again. Win rates are a freaking scam. You can't believe them. I even believed I had a 100% win rate and turned out to be wrong. Pure scam. I don't remember that. Still think something's wrong with that. Anyway, conspiracy theories aside, how about this deck? Shark Attack, blue and black. Cakes on a brain. Awesome. The one of Shark Typhoon seems just fine. I don't think you need to play more. Didn't say please, I guess. It's so that the Drown in the Lock works, so that makes sense, because Drown in the Lock is a freaking sweet card. My goodness, just the Wall of Nope. The Extinction Events were good. The Crawling Barrens was fine. I didn't feel like I needed it, but just being there, I think, kind of showed the inevitability. It adds a sense of creeping doom and death, where it's coming. It'll take a while, but it's coming. Don't you worry about that. Of course, Tome. Yeah, this deck is right in my wheelhouse. I felt completely at home. Patience and just an unrelenting sense of nope. Just a reminder, if you like the deck and sharks, you can make your shark token the best shark token with this CovertGoBlue shark token from QuickStuffInc.com. You get one of these lovely tokens for free when you order any box of Kaldheim, any booster box of Kaldheim. That can be a set booster box, it can be a collector booster box, it can be a draft booster box. Order it from QuickStuffInc.com, promo code CGB5, and it will save you 5%. International fans, check if Cool Stuff Inc. ships to your country. If they do not, look up freight forwarding service US to insert your country. Google. I don't have one I'm endorsing. I'm just letting you know of their existence because people ask me this all the time. Look up freight forwarding service. Look up a freight forwarding service or a post forwarding service in Florida. Look up one in Florida, United States, because that's where Cool Stuff Inc. is. So that will save you a little bit of the shipping cost in the United States so that it can head right down to the coast and out to your country. Again, not endorsing a specific service, just letting you know this because people ask me this every day. How do I get this in my country? Look up freight and post forwarding services, or online shopping or forwarding service. That's what you got to do. I'm not saying it's cheap. I'm saying it's out there. Besides, can you really put a price tag on this token of the one in best of one? It even comes, I'm not kidding, with a little bit of information on the back about me. Wow, I didn't know he was from Traverse City, Michigan. Wow, I didn't know that the reason he plays Magic is to be the one in best of one. You probably should have known that part. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this deck. I certainly did. I could play this all day. Maybe I will on stream later today. Thank you for watching this video. As always, I will see you in the next video. You're cool.